All right, well, welcome to Indexalyzer. So here's what we're going to do in these videos. This one I'm going to show you how to use the report request form, how to fill it out, and then kind of what we're looking for, and then show you a little bit about our software. And then we're going to do individual videos, which you'll see below, on the actual reports. So what we need from you, and then what to expect, right? How to complete the form, how to submit the form, and then what the final report's going to look like, so you have a better idea and know how to work with it. So this is Indexalyzer, and with that said, let's jump into it. Okay, so within Indexalyzer, we have all kinds of things. So we actually pick the carriers that we're going to use, which you can see here. We have the competitive intel, which is just literally every carrier's marked yes. We have the core carriers, which are the ones that we use on a day-to-day basis. And then we have the individual analysis, right? And that's, I want to compare this product to this product, this carrier to this carrier, this strategy to this strategy, and we can do that with the individual analysis. We can also pick not just which carriers we want to use, but we can show which products we want to use. So we can really fine tune it. And then when we go to the dashboard, that's where we can go in and we can see all the different ones out there, right? And then as we're going through it, you can see like one carrier may come up in top, but what we see is like Nassau Re, right? They're number one right now for this month. But you'll see they have the top three spots, but all three are the exact same strategy. It's just on three different products. And then again, the exact same strategy, S&P 500, 3-year reset, point to point, and it's just the participation rate that changes a little. So, that's the highest. This is a little lower. And then, this one has a bonus, but it has the lowest participation. Same spread as all the others. It's a 9% spread. So as you can see, we'll see some carriers that seem to have a lot of, getting the attention. But what you want to see is, do they have multiple strategies, or just they have the same strategy over and over again on multiple products? And that's what we want to help you look at. So that's just something to keep in mind. Of course, there's the dashboard, but then here's the actual report that you would get. So that's what that report would look like. We can then come in and create our own. So this is what we'll use when we're doing the product comparison or the market returns. We'll get into that here in a minute. And then this is what the actual report would look like that you would get. It'd be printed to a PDF so you can see it. And then each month, all the actual strategies from the various products are put in here. Every strategy from every product, the cap, the fee, the participation rate, all of that's put in, and then you can see the overall return. So it's all right there. So without further ado, let's get into the actual report request form. All right, so here's the Indexalyzer report request form. You'll see at the top, we just need your information, the advisor, what cell phone, office phone number, so we know how to get a hold of you, what's your email, how do you want us to get a hold of you, right? How do you want us to communicate best with you? Now, we'll have to email the report, but you may say, hey, text me with questions or call me, something like that. And then as we go down the report, we can see, now we start asking for the client's information. What are they, how old are they male or female? What state are we in? That doesn't really come into play in the Indexalyzer, but it does in the broader scheme as we're looking at things, right? What's our total premium that we're looking at here? Is it qualified? If so, is it IRA or is it another type? It may be that this is a 401k, right? And you want to let us know that. And we're probably rolling it over to an IRA, but maybe not. So that's where we'd communicate this. Or if it's non-qualified assets, what's our basis in the plan? So all kinds of things. Up here, this is where if there is a specific amount of withdrawals, I mean, I don't know that people would say I need 5%, right? But we do need to be able to take RMDs if it's qualified. Well, pretty much everybody's going to let you. Now, if you had a situation where you're like, I want to be able to get 15% free withdrawals, well, that's going to be material because the vast majority of products don't offer that. There's only one or two that do. So that's where that would come in handy if you told us that. If it doesn't matter, leave it blank. Features, if it has to be 10/10, especially if there's a broker dealer involved, because we have more and more broker dealers coming on, that's where you'd put that there. If there's a, hey, we're looking for an AM Best minimum of blank, go ahead and put that in. You know, if you've got a concern about MVA, or maybe we only want the non-MVA version of the products, maybe it doesn't matter, that's where you could let us know here, right? And then we're going to get down here and we're going, what is our goal? Regardless of Indexalyzer, right in here, you could just tell us, what are we trying to accomplish? We're looking for income in 10 years. We're looking for the best growth. We're looking to ladder. We're looking to, you know, we've got an estate planning. We've got an inherited IRA. We've got Lord only knows what, right? But that's where you can tell us, so we can try to help you think outside the box and look at what's going to be the best overall solution for your client. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that we're ever concerned about, is what's the best solution for the client. And Indexalyzer helps us accomplish that. Not that past performance is any guarantee, but you know, if I'm looking at these products out there and I'm going, look, we've had a bull market the last 10 years and that thing is tanked. This one illustrates like it's done really well. I want to know that. You know, as someone who's doing what's in the client's best interest, who's following the prudent man rule, whether you're a fiduciary legally or not, you want to know what would have performed and what wouldn't have in a booming market. Because if it couldn't perform then, who's to think that it's going to perform going forward, right? And as I said the other day, right, if I'm in the final seconds of the basketball game and I'm standing to Michael Jordan is on one side and a guy named Bob's on the other, I'm giving it to Jordan, because even though past performance is no guarantee, he's proven over and over again that he can close the game and win. And I'm gonna give him the shot, right? So that's really what we're doing here, is who has the ability to perform, and it gives us a road to run with. Okay, so details of what we're trying to look for here. Show me the carrier. Let me know what you think of the results. I want to see the top 25. I only want to see A-rated carriers. Just show me this product and this product, or this strategy and this strategy. That's where we're going to come into play here. And we're going to go into more details in these other strategies. But right here, you know, an existing product comparison, that's where we're going to compare literally an existing in-force indexed annuity with what's available on the market today, so that you can go back to your client and go, it may be time to update your annuity, right? Now, one thing that's come out, and as we've gone through these, is some people will go, well, I don't want them to think that I sold them something that wasn't very good years ago, and now I brought up this new stuff. That's where you can go, look, we've had a, you know, kind of an industrial revolution. We've had a boom over the last 3 to 5 years with all these new indexes. They did not exist when you bought your annuity even 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Right back then, we only had the S&P 500, maybe one or two others. 99% of them were based on a cap. We didn't have all these. Now we have Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley and New York Stock Exchange and BNP Paribas and all these others, gold, real estate, inverse strategies. There's so many different ones that we can show them that just didn't exist then. So, you know, hey, I can look you in the eye and say, I gave you the very best solution that was available then, and I want to continue to do that, right? So that's, you know, existing product comparison. Let's compare their old stuff to what's available today. State specific report, it's going to be our top 25 report, and it's going to show the very best strategies that are from the different products that are approved in your state today. And we can narrow that down some, or we can keep it at all of them. Competitive intelligence is literally head-to-head comparison, carrier to carrier, product to product, strategy to strategy. You tell me what you want to compare, and we can put together the report. Index specific reports. So an index specific report is show me all the carriers who have a specific index strategy that they're using, right? So I want to see all the PIMCO, because there may be 3 or 4 carriers and products out there that use the PIMCO. Show me all of those and which one performed the best over the last 10 years. Show me all the Merrill Lynch strategies out there from every carrier, and let's let them compete head to head, right? So that's where what the index would be, is literally a specific index that you're looking at every carrier that offers that index. Gold. Market comparison is comparing today's index strategies against the actual stock market. So typically the S&P 500. So we're going to put the raw S&P 500 out there, and then we're going to put these other index strategies there. It's not intended to compete against it or really ever beat it, right? Because it's a raw index versus, but what it does show is even though the market typically wins, we still see how well an index annuity can do and does it without any market risk, right? Just like it says. Laddering strategies. That's a great solution, and that's how we can display the true maximum upside of laddering strategies, but also keep the liquidity, right? So that's where we show, putting half of our money in a 1-year reset and putting half of our money in the 2-year reset that gives you better upside. And then the next year, the money that came up after a year, we now put in a 2-year reset, so that every other year, money's coming due, and both of them are opposite of each other. So really every year, one of them comes due, right? So that's the laddering. And then the drawdown feature is, renewal rates. They're a hot topic. We don't know that the carrier is going to keep their cap, keep their par rate, keep their spread, or whatever it is that we've got available today. So wouldn't it be great if we could illustrate, great may not be the word, but if we could illustrate, hey, what if they did drop 30, 40, 50%? Years 2 through 10, who would perform best then? And it's actually dynamically built, so it's not just going to cut them all in half and stay in the same order. If there was a drop of 50%, the numbers all switch, and one will actually, the carriers, the products, the strategies will actually change, because some of them have higher guarantees than others and stuff like that. And you'd be surprised at which ones become the most competitive in that scenario. So it's a neat strategy. It's a neat thing to be aware of and to be able to show the client. So, and then finally, email it back to us, scan it in and email it to us, or fax it to us. You can always give us a phone call. Those are our numbers. That's our main email, just info@Provision Brokerage, and our fax number. Send it to us. We'll get you your report. So that is the Indexalyzer report request form. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's helpful, and we look forward to helping you. And now on to the next training video.